Hi guys, and welcome to Body Masters Coaching. I'm going to bring up the topic of how you assess your progress. There's lots of different ways of assessing how well you're doing or if you're making progress or not. It's really important to actually do this, but where some people fall down is in the actual application of how to assess their progress. Everyone typically goes for the whole weighing scales, which is it's one factor. It's important to get that information down, in my opinion, every day, but it's not the only thing that you can be doing. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a big fan of taking body fat assessments because there's nothing like a set of calipers and an accurate body fat measurement to basically give you some accurate information in terms of how much lean mass you've got, which is important for working out how much fat, how much protein, how much carbohydrate you're actually allowed. Let's say, for example, you can't have your body fat assessed for whatever reason. Maybe you can't get to a trainer, or it's just not a viable option for you. Maybe you don't even feel comfortable doing that. Two top tips for you, and these are really easy to do, and especially with modern technology, it's really easy. First one is to take progress pictures. You can take progress of these pictures these days. You don't need anybody to hold the camera. Most smartphones these days will have a timing option of, you can set the timer, you take a few steps back, the timer goes off, and there's your progress picture. The other one is using a set of measuring tapes. So there's a few key areas where you should do, but I would always go with the belly and the hips. That's two areas, the thighs and the bust, okay? Or the chest if you're a guy. What this does is it allows you to take a more broad spectrum look at how you're progressing or not, especially if your goal is aesthetic. So if you're wanting to change the way your body looks and the way you feel about the way it looks, and your attitude, how you feel when you're in clothes or out of your clothes, then a measuring tape really helps with that, and so do the progress pictures, because if you're being really good, then you may not notice the change. I've dealt with this numerous times where people have said to me, I don't feel like I'm changing, I don't feel like I'm losing weight, the scales are saying the same thing to me, and we say, okay, well, I took progress pictures from you right at the start, and they say, did you? I said, yeah, of course. Don't you remember we did your biomechanical assessment and I had you stand in front of the plumb line? Oh yeah, you did take those photos, didn't you? Right, so we take some more photos and we compare. And inevitably what happens for the majority of people, especially when they're really good, is they can see the change. But when you're changing your body shape because you're being good on diet, or you're exercising, or you're doing a combination of different lifestyle factors, you don't always see the changes as they happen, because you see yourself every day. It's like you don't see yourself aging. The whole year goes by and you don't notice the extra wrinkle coming here or there or whatever. One day you just look and go, wow, okay, I'm aging really well, or maybe not. Don't forget guys, there's lots of different ways of assessing yourself, but there's a couple of little ones that you can use there. You can use the tape measure system, or you can use progress pictures, or use both by all means and add that to your weighing scales. And it's just a nice way of getting that extra bit of assessment for yourself to see how you're progressing. Don't just rely purely on the weighing scales. They're helpful, but they're not the be all and end all.